Nigeria. I am Becky Madujemu and you're watching Newsline on NTA Network. And February ends today. Is it me or is 2021 in a hurry? At this rate, I hope we can catch up with the speed. Now, in the last 12 months, Nigerians made lifestyle changes due to the coronavirus pandemic. How it all started, the bumps along the way, and the reality on ground will be chronicled tonight. In relation to that is a visit to a foremost COVID-19 management center in Abuja. Find out what really goes on in such treatment facilities. We will also reveal vital information about the vaccine built to land Nigeria in the coming week. Now, aside the pandemic, we have other stories worth your time. We enjoin you to watch everything. For now, Elizabeth Amorie will present the day's news.
Hello, Becky. Thanks for joining us on the news segment of the program. Federal government says the series of attacks on schools and adoption of students assumed by the spate of insecurity, especially in northern part of the country, is unacceptable as decisive measures are being deployed to effectively address the menace. Minister for Aviation Hadi Sirika stated this when he led a presidential delegation on sympathy visit to Zamfara State over the recent abduction of Nigerians at Government Girls Secondary School, Jangibe in Talata Mafra local government area of the state. Sadia Abubakar Tanau reports.
The recent abduction of more than 300 students at Government Girls Science Secondary School, Jengebe in Talata Mafara local government area of Zamfara State has continued to attract condemnation from across the country and beyond. A federal government delegation led by Minister for Aviation, Hadi Sirika, was at Zamfara State Government House Gusau on a sympathy visit over the sad event. Other members of the delegation include the Minister of Police Affairs, Maigari Dingyadi, that of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, and her counterpart for Women Affairs, Pauline Talin. Hadi Sirika, on behalf of President Muhammad Buhari, commiserated and identified with Zamfara State government and people of the state, especially the families of the abducted girls over the sad incident, and reassured them of the federal government commitment to the speedy rescue of the abductees unhurt. He said President Muhammad Buhari is particularly concerned with the condemnable trend of attacking and abducting innocent children from schools by the criminals, as new strategies are being deployed to effectively address the menace.
Government is indeed government. It has the powers, the resources, the wherewithal to attack frontally this banditry and events of this nature.
The first state governor, Bello Muhammad, applauded the federal government for the concern.
Because of the huge landmass of the state and different camps of the leaders of these banditry activities, we need more and more presence of security in such areas.
Special prayers were offered for divine intervention to the effort of addressing security challenges in Zamfara State and the country as a whole. In Gusau, Sadia Abubakar Tano, NTA News.
And the Emir of Ankan, Chairman, Zamfara State Council of Chiefs Alhaji Atairu Muhammad Ahmed, has described a series of students' abduction in the northern part of the country as a monumental tragedy that spells doom to the education sector in the region, saying decisive measures must be taken to address the profiling crime. The Emir made the remarks when he led other members of the council on a sympathy visit to Governor Bello Muhammad at the Government House over the recent massive abduction of students at the Government Girls Science Secondary School, Jangebe in Talata Mafra local government area of the state.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this to be the last incidents in Nigeria, not only in the first. Will He, the Almighty Allah, also reveal all behind these disastrous incidents?
No time to trade blames. For now, all we are afraid here now is to see the several times these innocent children As you people have noticed, that we are doing our best to do 7 to make sure that these children were returned home.
The Zamfara state government has refuted claims in some media outlets that the abducted female students of Government Girls Science Secondary School, Jangebe, have been released by the abductors. In a statement by the press secretary in the office of the governor, Jamilu Ilyasu, Governor Bello Mohammed and security agencies are working round the clock to ensure the safe release of the victims. The statement adds that the state government will immediately inform Nigerians as soon as the girls are released. Now, employment generation, engaging the youths meaningfully and broadening the nation's security structure to accommodate the grassroots will help in curtailing the increasing wave of violence across the country. This is the opinion of some Nigerians while speaking on checking violence across the country. Goodluck Enaini reports.
As government makes effort towards ending insurgency in the northeast and laying foundation of sustainable peace in the region, it is equally addressing conflicts between farmers and herders, banditry, and various forms of security challenges in other parts of the country. Government's articulated response, such as the renewed national security strategy in 2019, is a commitment to enhancing the social security of Nigerians to improve their physical security and make Nigeria safe for development.
We shouldn't leave everything to the government or to the security agencies. That's why we come out as an NGO to give our little we can do for this nation.
Peace and security is very important for any nation to develop, and we in the Niger Delta or South, we are not an exception.
By the time we start giving concession to the less privileged, peace will set in.
We have to return back to God. We have to fear. He said the fear of the Lord is beginning of wisdom.
Youth of Niger Delta and Nigeria at large, we have a role to play to make sure there is peace.
They also urge the body saddled with the responsibility of sensitizing the citizens to live up to its biddings. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
Emotional was the only word which came close to describing the scenario when the family of Philip reunited with their daughter Anatu and son-in-law Dodo, who were held captives for 10 days. Abdullah Mohammed took stock of the 3-hour journey the family embarked upon to reunite with their daughter.
The news of the release of the boys, school teachers and families abducted in Science Secondary School Kagara was a gladdening one for the family of Mr. Philip Kiaga, and waiting for 24 hours to set eyes on their daughter was like another 24 days. So the journey from Kagara to Mina. Anxiety was in the air, and so I suggested sightseeing. The breathtaking rapids in River Zungeru eased detention. But there came the time mother set her eyes on her daughter. After the tears, then the experience in the hands of the bandits.
Terrible. I never prayed for even my enemy to undergo this kind of experience.
But we thank God that we are alive.
The end of a nasty experience surely deserves a pose for the cameras. For us, it's not that Mr. Kiaga's family have had a happy reunion here, but the kind of bond that we have created between us for all these days. In Mina, Niger State, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
Into other matters, Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has confirmed that the expected 4 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines will arrive the country on Tuesday. The SGF made this known in a video message released to the media.
I assure you that the vaccines are coming, and they are coming very quickly, bearing any change in the delivery plan that has been released to us by UNICEF. Our vaccines are supposed to, like I said, bearing any change, because the logistical arrangements and other things are in the hands of the UNICEF. We believe that our vaccines should depart India on the 1st of March 2021. at 10:30 p.m. in the night and arrive Abuja on the 2nd of March 2021 at about 11:10 a.m. in the morning. So we are making preparations for that. But the truth about it is that as we receive the vaccines, this one is coming from the covered facility. About 4 million doses of vaccines are coming from the covered facility on this one trip. We're supposed to have about 60 million in the first quarter from the COVAX facility. And we are expecting that they will supply about 84 million doses from the COVAX facility, which is free of charge and is supposed to cover about 20% of the Nigerian population. We also have another source of vaccines coming in from the AVAT facility, which is the African Vaccine Action Team. We're expecting about 41 million of that, a combination of AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson.
And it's been 1 year since Nigeria recorded its first case of the coronavirus. Since then, the situation has evolved with more cases occurring, while the federal government and states are keeping up measures to combat the virus. In this special report, Basita Ikman takes us through the 1 year milestone of the dreaded COVID-19 in Nigeria.
In the wake of the coronavirus outbreak in China in December 2019, the federal government in January 2020 assured Nigerians of the country's readiness to strengthen surveillance at the nation's points of entries to prevent the importation of the virus. The first case in Nigeria was, however, announced on the 27th of February 2020. Several interventions were initiated to ensure compliance to safety protocols.
The journey has been a journey of discovery. We are learning about the COVID-19 and responding as we go along to use against positively to be able to be ahead, not to get to where Europe and America have been.
A new variant of a vaccine, it's in itself not a big challenge. The Africa Center for Excellence in Genomics found a new variant in Nigeria, the B1525, which has also been found in some other countries.
President Buhari signed the Coronavirus Disease Health Protection Law 2021 to ensure adherence to safety protocols and penalty against non-compliance. The good news now is that the first doses of COVID-19 vaccine is expected in the country, with the frontline workers and the elderly first in line for the vaccination. With the vaccines in view, experts continue to appeal to Nigerians to adhere to safety protocols as COVID-19 is real. Basi Taipan, NTA News.
Away from COVID-19 management, the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, has been tasked to step up its game to ensure all Nigerians are captured before the deadline stipulated by the federal government. This is just as the Onehe Incha, the 10th King Apollos Chu, handed over a state-of-the-art facility to NIMC, Rivers State, to fast-track the National Identity Number Registration exercise. Ijoma Ogweke reports.
Ogale and Okori are communities under Eleme, a kingdom densely populated by multinational companies, before now has the challenge of faulty national identity number capturing system. Concerned that his subjects are missing out on the capturing exercise, thereby visiting neighboring local government areas to be captured, King Apollos Chu moved to procure a state-of-the-art registration facility to make things easier.
If those of them who have money in the bank, and if you want to go and withdraw their money, or maybe their account is in having situation and they want to go and reset up their account, that means they will know their money is either in the bank because of this number. I also look at the damage, the cost of this thing is far cheaper than the damage that this is causing my own kingdom.
Every time you think of your people, you know they tire. Well, only God will bless you for this one. Amen. I say God will bless you. Amen.
The state coordinator, NIMC, Carol Ogene, who received the equipment on behalf of the commission, applauded the monarch for assisting the federal government to achieve its goal of capturing all citizens into its database. The national identification number NIN cannot be overemphasized. So we want to urge all element people, like they have been doing, coming out en masse to register. We also promise that the staff that will be sent here to man the system will work very well. This all-in-one enrollment system is to be stationed in Ogale community to serve the residents of Eleme and other neighboring communities. From Eleme, Ijomu Weke, NTA News.
The federal government's single treasury account TSA is to be boosted with a sum of $919,202. This is equal to the order of the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, on the final forfeiture of the said amount being proceeds from the sale of a seized vessel to the federal government. Joy Uzo reports.
The Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has ordered the final forfeiture of the sum of $919,202 to the federal government being proceeds from the sale of a seized vessel. The court specifically ordered Union Bank of Nigeria PLC Port Harcourt branch to remit the money into the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission ICPC Federal Government Recovery Account with number 0020122561028, domiciled at the Central Bank of Nigeria. A copy of the order of the court indicates that the money was lawfully kept in an interest-yielding account with Union Bank in Port Harcourt since 2014, when the seized vessel was sold on the order of court following the refusal of the owner of the vessel to show up for ownership claim. A group of bunkers had in 2014 abandoned the vessel loaded with stolen crude oil so as to escape the wrath of the law in the economic sabotage-related offences. Following their refusal to show up to claim the vessel, a federal high court had ordered it to be sold off. However, no one was said to have come up to lay claim to ownership of the vessel, prompting the federal government to apply for forfeiture of the proceeds to it. Justice Ibrahim Sani, while issuing the order following an application by the federal government, directed that the money be paid by Union Bank into the Treasury Single Account TSA and that an affidavit of compliance must also be filed. In Port Harcourt, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
Still on judicial matters, the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mensem, has denounced the campaign of calumny going on over the proposed appointment of justices to the Court of Appeal. She said the exercise, which is by merit only, went through the due process of appointing justices, and 80 were shortlisted, out of which only 20 justices would eventually be appointed. She adds that the National Judicial Council's right to pick the candidates of their choice is without preference to creed, tribe or association and should be seen as such. The total reopening of the third mainland bridge has brought with it a new lease of life for residents of Lagos, with motorists now enjoying smoother ride. Dotun Ogunyemi reports on the current mood of motorists who had to contend with the challenges of the partial closure.
For more than 24 hours after its full reopening, the Third Mainland Bridge has resumed its role as one of the busiest across the country, and the difference can only be felt enjoying a smooth ride. Being a weekend, traffic is light, which means there is the temptation to drive fast, throwing caution to the wind. We were quickly stopped in our lanes like other vehicles as we slowed down. In front of us was an accident scene, and the victim, Otinel Ikpibako, who was still recovering from the shock, was incoherent trying to narrate what happened.
No, but I wish if this place was okay. I believe the incidents wouldn't have happened.
Such situations can, however, be avoided, as motorists advise that caution should be the watchword when plying the bridge.
But the government will do their best. They have done their best, the very best. But it's better now with the drivers to be very, very, very careful, because I can see the way people drive reckless on the road is very bad.
It's always advisable for people to be cautious. Take your time while driving, because you should examine yourself as the only person that is sane on the road.
Other respondents are relieved about the reopening, but also concerned about cases of traffic robberies, as we also spotted security personnel who have also taken strategic positions on the bridge.
Just what the government should just do is they should just try and deploy more security, but more police or whichever, maybe military personnel, maybe military presence or something. But I think I'll prefer them to put in more security because we really need it on Lagos Road.
With the bridge now reinvigorated to take on the task for which it was built, motorists commended the quality of work done during the repairs, while urging the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, take on the repairs of other bridges across the state. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
And from Lagos, we now take you to Sokoto, where onion producers and marketers have inaugurated a documented onion exportation through the Ilela border in the state. Shehu Mohammed Dati has details.
Onion Producers and Marketers Association have taken the lead among local producers in exporting local content from Nigeria to West African countries. Comptroller of Customs Sokoto Zamfara Area Command Abdulhamid Ma'aji commended President Muhammadu Buhari for reopening the land borders as it attracts foreign investors, create job opportunities, and enhance value addition.
This is a milestone achievement. The message is that people should embrace compliance. Any intending exporter or importer, anybody that wants to transact business with customs, the door is open.
National President, Onion Producers and Marketers Association, Aliyu Metasamu, explained that the association resolved to take advantage of the federal government's initiative on the diversification of the nation's economy. Nigeria is among the 10 top onion exporting countries in the world with an annual 1.4 million metric tons in output.
At the end of the day, we are contributing to gross domestic product. We are also creating jobs for our youth, and at the same time also repatriating forests.
On its part, Sokoto State government said very soon producers of the commodity will have the opportunity of exporting the products not only in West Africa but to European countries. With the export documentation, onion producers and marketers will now spend only 10% of the normal 1 million naira spent while exporting the commodity. In Sokoto, Shehu Muhammad Dati, NTA News.
The Nigerian Customs Service Apapa Command has impounded a container laden with 554 cartons of tramadol and other prohibited products. Abalade Salami reports that the Comptroller of Customs Apapa Command used the opportunity to affirm the zeal of the service to ensure smuggled goods do not enter the country.
Guided by the marching orders to block all revenue leakage channels in and out of the port in order to ensure accurate revenue remittance to the federal government coffers, the Nigerian Customs Service instituted an electronic process of payment and clearance of consignments. In this regard, the service also redesigned its anti-smuggling architecture to suppress the act to its barest minimum. As a way of examining its strategies to address the menace, the Apapa Command seized a container that was wrongfully declared to be conveying only ceramic tiles, which investigation revealed also had drugs and bills of used clothing.
The container was dropped for 100% physical examination. On the examination of the container, the front of the container was concealed with ceramic tiles, as you can see it. Then we asked for 100% examination. When the officers get in depth inside, they found out these items of tramadol, and it was brought down, examined, and that is what we are looking for.
Further investigations show that yet another container had unregistered pharmaceutical products and sacks of mosquito coils declared as packaging paper bags.
And this command under my watch will ensure that anybody who attempts or an intent to make an unlawful importation into this command or anywhere in the country is going to be dealt with decisively.
The controller re-echoed the readiness of officers and men of the Apapa Command to uphold professionalism and integrity in sanitizing the country of smuggled goods. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
The Department of State Services has confirmed that Saliu Tanko Yakasai, former special advisor on media to Kano State Governor, is in its custody. A statement by the Public Relations Officer of the service, Dr. Peter Afunanya, indicates that Yakasai has been investigated over issues beyond the expression of opinions in the social media, as wrongly alleged by a section of the media. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has described the late Olukwof Ajashekpo Obasikiru Atunda Sani Ilufemiloye Woliola II as a bridge builder and a selfless monarch that was committed to the growth and development of his community. The minister stated this when he paid a condolence visit to the good people of Ajashekpo and the Olukwo in council. Kendi Omolosho has details.
The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, was received at the palace of the late monarch by the acting president of Ajashekpo Descendants Union, Yakub Ayola. The minister expressed shock over the monarch's death, particularly at this period when his counsel and advice will be needed towards nation building. He called on the people of Ajashekpo to see the death of Obasikiru Atanda Woliola as the will of Allah and should be consoled that the first-class traditional ruler lived a life worthy of emulation. The minister, while consoling the deceased wife, Olori Fumilayo Woliola, prayed Allah to give the courage and strength to bear the irreparable loss.
He believed in truth, and he always told me that, look, if not for God, he would not have been the king. That he was the least favored, but it was God's wish that was there, and that he never for 1 minute forgot that. I'm sure the whole town, the whole state will miss him. But our prayer is that we get a successor whose tenure will be as successful and as fruitful as his own.
Until his death on Monday, February 22, 2021, Obasikiru Atanda Woliola II was the chairman, Igbomina Ekiti Traditional Council of Chiefs. He was aged 69. Kehinde Omolosho, NTA News.
Talking sports now, Dakada FC fights back to beat Kano Pillars in the Nigeria Football League. Ayodeji Makinde has details on sports updates.
Golf experts have advocated increase in golfing nationwide, describing it as an essential element of character molding for citizens towards achieving a more prosperous nation. This was the submission at the monthly mug tournament at Parkland Golf Resort Club, Abuja, where Munir Bello grossed 59 on the par 3 mini course to emerge overall winner on countback, while Blessing Abu won the female category prize with a net score of 38 after 68 gross.
For a corporate organization, the real-time benefit is in character molding. And what we need in Nigerian society today is how to rebuild our characters. We need to have more positive attitudes than the negative attitudes. And the best place to do it is on the golf course.
To football, Rangers International beat Heartland of Owerri 2-0 on March day 13 of the Nigeria Professional Football League, decided on Sunday. Dakada FC came from 2 goals down to stand Kano Pillars 3 goals to 2 and move to 9th on the log. Match day 13 rounds off on Monday when MFM FC take on Nasarawa United at the Agege Township Stadium. Elsewhere in the English Premier League, Nigerian duo of Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi could not fire Leicester City to victory as the Foxes were beaten 3-1 at the King Power Stadium by Arsenal with goals by David Luiz, Alexandre Lacazette and Nicola Pepe. The much-anticipated match between Chelsea and Manchester United at Stamford Bridge ended goalless, with the Blues dropping out of top 4 and Manchester United trailed neighbours Manchester City by 12 points after match day 26. With sports updates, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
And sports update with Ayodeji Makinde ends the news segment of the program. And just a quick reminder, the campaign against rape is still on. Be a star. Connect with the NTA. Stand against rape and rapists. More to come with Becky. To stay with us.
We just having a good time, and I'm feeling so good tonight.
Where you did? I dey come now. You go see me now. You go.
Call your party and everybody, yeah. Make we start to the corner.
Where you did now? You go see me now.
Everybody they dance.
Where you did now? Oh, you go see me now.
You want for a
I'm fine, sir. Even me, I'm surprised.
Hey, where you at?
Hello, how are you?
Tell us one truth nobody knows.
I like to steam it from my mama's pot.
Glow, the best data plans in town. Dial *777#.
APC-led government is constructing 300,000 affordable housing units.
The road projects presently are undergoing construction and rehabilitation across the country.
25,000 megawatts to improve electricity.
The NPC government is currently embarking on the construction and rehabilitation of 37 major bridges nationwide, aimed at easing traffic flow and create economic opportunity.
Gas as an essential is a focus-driven target of the APC-led federal government.
Renovations of airports such as the Akanu Ibiam International Airport in Enugu,
the Itakbe Ajakuta Warri Rail, and Lagos Ibadan double-track standard gauge are the first of its kind in West Africa.
APC.
Promises made.
Promises kept.
Go and revalidate your card and register your membership.
I am Governor Yabelo of Kogi State, Chairman, Youth, Women and People Living with Disabilities Mobilization and Sensitization Committee of the APC Membership Registration and Revalidation Exercise 2021, and I approve this message.
This is a public service announcement on your National Identification Number, NIN. First, dial *346# to get your NIN and write it down. This will enable you link your NIN to all your numbers easily. You can now use any of these 4 ways to link your NIN to all your MTN lines. 1. Dial *785*NIN#. 2. Visit My MTN app. 3. Visit www.nin.mtnonline.com. 4. Text your NIN number to 785. Remember, this includes your data SIMs and other alternate lines. For those without NIN, visit the NIMSI website to find a registration location. Avoid disconnection. Link your NIN to all your MTN lines before April 6th, 2021. Felicitate with a woman of substance, an astute administrator, a profound leader, and a philanthropist. Chief Mrs. Amaka Obiajunwa, Chairman, Managing Director, Royalton Hotel Limited, on your momentous, joyous 65th birthday anniversary. We salute your immense contributions to the development of the society and humanity. We pray God for more beautiful years in good health, wisdom, and prosperity. Congratulations, Adowa. Announcer Nena Obara, General Manager for Staff and Management of Royalton Hotel.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Thank you for being there. Before it was declared a pandemic, scientists described it as a droplet from infected animals transmitted to man through contact.
Its origin is Wuhan, China, but it later spread to all countries of the world. It's precisely 1 year since Nigeria's index case, and Joy Kenabakboya will chronicle the timeline. Months before it came into Nigeria, it had moved around many countries of the world, threatening solid economies and causing extreme fear as it killed thousands by the day. With the 2014 Ebola saga still in mind, Nigeria prepared ahead, and on February 27, 2020, this unwanted visitor snuck in through one of the nation's busiest international air travel routes, Lagos. Governments and health experts swung into action. Contact tracing and isolation of likely victims began, all in a bid to curtail the spread of the unfamiliar yet deadly virus. Weeks later, it finally dawned on Nigerians that COVID-19 was not in a hurry to quit their territory. The nation's health system was challenged. Government had to take drastic actions.
All citizens in these areas are to stay in their homes.
Nigeria was practically placed under lock and key, and as the stay-home order persisted, medical experts worked tirelessly to rescue the infected from the jaws of death. A war to flatten the curve was declared. More isolation centers began to sprout across the country. Enlightenment campaigns on non-pharmaceutical preventive measures took over the airwaves. Nigerians were humbled.
When everybody is fighting a single battle, you should be less assured that you will get out of it if you are careful.
Impressively, kindness, mostly in form of food palliatives, flowed to low-income families from government, corporate bodies, and coalitions of successful industrialists. Virtually all sectors went to sleep to avoid the sleep of death. It was a collective battle for life. Changes were enshrined and enforced. Protocols for hygiene were outlined. Frequent hand washing, use of sanitizers and face masks, as well as social distancing, became a norm.
This COVID-19 has taught many people to be clean.
It's very scary because you don't know where you can get COVID anywhere, so you have to be very careful.
The determination to conquer the virus was fierce, and just when it seemed like victory was close as cases of daily new infections began to dwindle, the early excitement caused majority to let go of the new normal, which basically meant sticking to safety measures. The consequences hit like a thunderbolt. A second wave strutted in, bringing with it a merciless new variant of the virus. It's been a little more than 365 days after its incursion into Nigeria, and data shows a total of more than 150,000 confirmed cases, over 130,000 discharged, and sadly, over 1,902 persons have succumbed to the disease. Unfortunately also, many more are still dying. Coronavirus is still very much around, but many Nigerians have returned to the old unsafe habits, not minding the punitive measures in place for offenders.
Due to ignorance, some people still don't believe that there is COVID-19. We should not have a nonchalant attitudes towards the various guidelines.
With no cure on ground, the one and only hope is the COVID-19 vaccine, and Nigeria is about to take its first delivery.
The vaccines should depart India on the 1st of March 2021 at 10:30 p.m. in the night and arrive Abuja on the 2nd of March.
Well, for now, accepting the coronavirus vaccine is the ray of light in the dark cloud that still envelopes the world. We can beat the virus if we cooperate and comply with the guidelines. It's a matter of time. Now, surprising as it may sound, Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, has the highest COVID-19 test ratio per population in Nigeria. Among several isolation and treatment centers is the one located at the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital, Gwagwalada, which is currently grappling with shortage of staff. Rabi Abdallah, who paid a visit to the center that many consider a lion's den, reports.
Upon arrival, the crew met with the facility manager, Dr. Vivian Kwagi, who could be described as the troop commander at this theater of war. There comes the first safety rule regarding access to the treatment center.
To be honest with you, I do not feel great in this outfit, but hey, safety first is the watchword here, isn't it? So, off we go meet the patients.
We were advised that our stay be as short as possible at the 40-bed capacity facility, which caters for moderate and severe cases of COVID-19 in the FCT. There were 28 patients on admission as at the time of our visit. A few shared their stories. This septuagenarian is just a few days away from his 75th birthday, which coincides with the date of Nigeria's first case of COVID-19.
We went out to see a colleague whose mother passed on. And when I came back, I started feeling feverish. I discovered I was getting very weak. The doctor now referred me to take the tests.
64-year-old Abiodun Ayedun is another patient.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I've been here for about 10 days now. So I want everybody to believe that it is real.
We came across a case of denial around 45-year-old Fumilaya Smart from her husband, who seemed oblivious of the critical condition of his spouse.
Well, I don't know whether they know, but they are the people. They may talk like that, but to me, I don't know.
Our condition is not really a good one. Our challenge has been drugs, and then ability to convince patients that we are dealing with COVID-19. You heard him saying that he doesn't think it's COVID-19 and claim does not to have money for the drugs.
A chat with the hospital CMD and the COVID-19 facility manager gave us insights into the happenings at the facility.
We actually had a shortage of oxygen at the beginning of the second wave. So, but right now we are okay. I think the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 came to our rescue, and they are giving us about 50 cylinders of oxygen every day.
This second wave is more severe. We are having more fatalities, but the general support to patients and workers that we had in first wave, that has completely ceased. But as we speak, we have contacted 5 different organizations if they could assist us with a delivery vehicle or an utility vehicle, but we have not gotten response from even one.
Did I hear you say, what about COVID and the numerous NGOs at the mention of dwindling private support to COVID-19?
Thanks for sharing. As Nigeria sets to receive the first batch of COVID-19 vaccine come Tuesday, Africa's only International Air Transport Association, IATA designated cargo airline, Allied Air, is positioned to distribute the vaccine across the nation's airports. Emmanuel Ayimiro tells us more.
The cargo was air freighted to Lagos, and it is being moved here by Allied Cargo. I must say free of charge, as their own contribution to this effort.
Allied Air is not new to distributing COVID-19 related items. In 2020, when Nigeria was in their need of COVID-19 protective and testing kits, including ventilators, Allied Air played a prominent role in the lifting of items from outside the country to the nation's airports for onward distribution to the hinterland. Consequently, the gesture earned the airline the status of only designated cargo airline to distribute COVID-19 vaccines in the country using the newly acquired Boeing 737-800 SF cargo.
This aircraft now will be dedicated to cargo and also to the COVID-19 distribution of vaccines in the country. So before the coming of the vaccine, the airplane is ready, the cargo chain will be ready, and everything will be ready to receive the vaccine and distribute. So to Allied Air, this is what we have been telling operators in the aviation industry, to copy from them and copy from others that are doing very well.
While airlines across the globe are shutting down their investment due to COVID-19 impact, the Chief Executive Officer of Allied Air Cargo, Van Tongo, said, on the contrary, the airline has been commended for acquiring brand new aircraft.
We are seeing that the Nigerian aviation industry is opening up more and more. Investments are happening, and only just last week, we even got a call, even from one of the West African countries, even asking that they want Allied Air to participate even in lithium currency. We need more and more investment in the area of aviation, and I can assure us that the Central Bank of Nigeria is ready, Nigerian banks are ready, and that is the reason you can see one of the largest banks in Nigeria here, Access Bank, also standing ready as the major financier, taking all the credit risk to support Allied Air in this venture.
I think as Nigerians, it's important that we all come together and support our country to come out of the recession. And we have to spend out of the recession. We have to support private industry. It's a significant deal for Allied Air, and we're very happy to have been part of this transaction.
The new acquisition puts Allied Air top of other cargo operators in the continent.
Tuesday is D-Day and we can't wait. Meanwhile, more individuals and corporate organizations have continued to join forces with government to stop the COVID-19 pandemic. One of such is Agro Traders Limited in Akure, Ondo State. The company has built, equipped, and donated a 100 million naira molecular laboratory to the Ondo State government. Olubukola Aduwo reports that with this facility, Ondo State will no longer run COVID-19 tests in neighboring states and results will be faster. Cocoa is one major cash crop that continues to enhance the economy of Ondo State while promoting the commercial and industrial aspirations of teeming number of people in the state. One of such individuals is Kunle Ayoade.
I'm the Managing Director of Agro Traders Limited. Agro Traders Limited was founded in 1991, and by the grace of God, we are 30 years old.
Agro Traders Limited is an indigenous cocoa processing company involved mainly in the processing of cocoa for exports, as well as adding value to the wonder crop to feed local manufacturing companies and those abroad. The company has 2 large factories in Akure, where it provides jobs for teeming unskilled individuals and skilled professionals who work to prepare tons of cocoa for the export market and to process the crop into cocoa powder and paste at its fully automated factory. Welcome to the state-of-the-art molecular laboratory and public health laboratory built by Agro Traders Limited to strengthen the fight against COVID-19 in Ondo State. The laboratory, built at a cost of over 100 million naira, is to serve as a fast and efficient testing institution for COVID-19 and other viruses.
We've been in this state for the past 30 years, and in commemorating that 30 years of our relationship with the community, the people, and the state government, the best way we think we can contribute to the state, give back what we have taken from the state, is donation of a molecular laboratory.
The facility has been accredited by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC.
With this laboratory, I believe that it will go a long way to testing our samples, and we believe that other states might be taking samples for tests.
This is a building where all stakeholders and technical officers who will coordinate response to any public health emergency we meet.
The managing director of the company says COVID-19 is real, and if anyone suspects any symptoms of the disease, the best thing is to go for a test. Noble gesture there by Agro Traders Limited. Away from the pandemic, the young abductees from Government Science College, Kagara, are now on their way home after a brief sojourn in Minna. Having endured 10 days in captivity, they will receive a red carpet reception at home. Hamis Urogo in Minna relieves the mood of the boys as they recount their experience.
Effectively, the book on the abduction of Kagara science students is complete now.
The students have today been effectively been allowed to go back and reunite with their own families in their various localities. In fact, already many of the parents are here to see their children and receive them in their own arms. And just to be sure, yes, it is true that after they saw the story of the abduction, their children are back and they are reuniting with them. It is a beautiful story that has started badly. But the issue is, what is on the mind of kidnappers when they decided to take on school students? Whatever their goal, they would have no empathy. And the effect can be terrifying. Parents go into sleep mode. Society is overtaken by anxiety. Education is made to hang. And the youthful innocence of the children is murdered. So when the news of the release of the children got across, there was more relief in the air than there was celebration. Parents just want to have a glimpse of their children, to be sure. Did you see your child?
I've seen him. This guy, obviously, I'm very, very happy. I'm the most happiest father so far.
Did you speak to your child?
I've spoken with him.
What did you tell him?
This guy, I have nothing to say than to laugh and shake and hug him.
The Kagara Science School abduction includes 3 members of staff and 12 of their family members. They are all back in one piece. Dodo Podio is a teacher at Kagara Science Secondary School, and he was one of the persons abducted on that fateful night in Kagara. Now, he shared his experiences.
We were abducted around 2 a.m. on 17 of this month, and then before we arrived there, it was the next day around 11 a.m.
They had a vehicle for you?
No, there was no vehicle. We were trekking, and they were forcing us, beating us, and the women, when they reached to a certain stage, some of them were collapsed. So they have to use their bags to carry them to the destination.
Okay, so they carried the women on their backs?
Motorcycle.
A motorcycle?
Yes.
So they brought motorcycle to carry the women?
Yes.
You trekked down to
Yes, all the men were trekking. We trekked down to that place.
How was the place? How was the place like? Tell me, give me.
No, the place is a bush area. It's a bush. It's a hilly area, very rocky area. We cannot be able to describe the place. There are many vegetations there, trees, total trees there. So they took us there under those trees.
How many of them?
We cannot anticipate. We cannot tell the number. We don't know the number. But there are many.
They are playing.
Yes.
So when they go there, they link you up with the people that were already there. Were the only people that were in that place, or you met other people who were kidnapped there?
No, we are the only people that were kept there.
Okay.
Yes.
So what were they telling you during all those periods?
They were trying to kill us. That they will kill us, and every morning they will beat us. They will say they will give us tea. So the tea is into the meaning. I mean, the meaning they are attached to it is beating. So they will beat us every morning and evening.
The students share their experiences too. It is a cruel experience when a 13-year-old spent 10 nights with gunmen.
We were just walking in the bush, not knowing even where we are going.
Just walking in the bush?
Yes. If in the night, they will just park us one side where we will sleep. But they do not give us food in the night, only in the evening by 2 o'clock.
Food 2 o'clock?
Yes, once in a day.
But do they beat you?
No, but they usually beat our teachers. They don't used to beat students.
Okay, they don't beat the students?
Yes.
Only the teachers and their people. Okay, so what do they tell you? Do they talk to you?
No, they are not talking to us. They are only talking to the labor master, Malloy, our teacher.
Okay, they only talk to him?
Yes.
And what do they usually tell him?
He is not telling us. He is the one talking to the government when they call them on the phone.
Okay. The story is, after having spent a night in Mina going through medical checks and trauma management, all the students, teachers and their family members are allowed to go back home. But surely, that is not all.
We are actually looking at the best strategies on how to make sure that these schools are safer.
And what are the strategies? Let's hear you. Talk loud.
You see, Like I keep telling you, we don't actually discuss security on media, but I want to tell you that government is doing everything possible with the security agencies, with our community leaders, with our stakeholders to actually come out with a template on making sure that the schools are safe.
The story for now is that over the coming days, there will be a lot of planning at various levels of governments to see that these incidences do not happen again.
Goodness, the boys are safe and sound. You're watching Newsline. There's so much to come. Join us after the break.
Guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN hash. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
See how much it now looks better. Golden pennies and movie. New look, the same great taste. Golden pennies and movie.
New look, same great taste with natural ingredients. Contains proteins that help maintain a balanced diet.
New look,
the same great taste. Golden penny semovita, your soul food.
Susu is fine.
No, she's not crying, oh. But we are watching cartoon. Ask grandma, I'm the one that used to take care of Yabo that time. Take your time. I will call you back. Your dad is calling.
Explore without limits. Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1 sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
Mama Mina won't send money, make Amina collect for school. Obina won't withdraw from your account, but you no carry in card. Hey, waiting then go use. Na Momo, then go use. Na Momo agents, then go use you. Sissy Ronke won't pay light bill. Plus Richard Go TV. Nishi for no go Miss Telemundo. Tamuno say she won't buy data for phone. Waiting then go use. Na Momo, then go use. Na Momo agents, then go use you.
Now, with your Momo agent, you fit send and receive money, plus to withdraw money for your bank account without card or data. You fit also buy airtime and data or pay any kind bill where you want. Just dial *223# to see the Momo agent when near you. Momo agent. Safe, fast, no wahala.
Oga, yes. I'm flipping my NEPA bill for you.
Yes, nah.
Really?
Sure.
Nice.
have you back. It was a validation of love when Ahmed Musa Tahir and Dr. Aisha Garuba Aliyu were joined together as husband and wife with the consent of their families. Abdul Malik Hassan will now show us snippets of the colorful event that was well attended by guests from across the country.
That concludes the solemnization between Ahmed and Aisha with a dowry of 100,000 naira paid in accordance with Islamic injunction. The wedding did not stop there, as the couple walked in style at a reception where they performed their first matrimonial function before all eyes present. All basked in the euphoric moment. One may say it is a dream come true for Ahmed and Aisha. And for the guests, the catchy moment was filled with goodwill messages.
Marriage is for people who are prepared for it. So I pray the love of God to guide them so that they will get to understand each other better and perfect their marriage.
And I pray for them to have good offspring, that they will be able to cater for them very well.
Wishing the couple the grace to be able to apply all these virtues, the virtue of perseverance, the virtue of tolerance, the virtue of love, not the worldly kind of love, the godly love that will take them to the pinnacle of their marital bliss.
I cannot express how I feel because it's beyond explanation for anybody, any mother, to see her daughter wed. I want them to always communicate, fear God. They should respect both families from both sides. They should be prayerful.
Game da Allah ya nuna mini yaro na yayi aure kuma ina fata Allah ya sanya musu alheri.
What do you see about Dr. Aisha that makes you fall in love with her?
I see future, I see life, I see everything. I see love.
What is your wish for both of you?
Actually, I wish to be with her for the rest of my life.
Everyone can see the love that we share. And I wish that this love continues for the rest of our lives and lots of happiness and lots of children.
Very classy couple. We wish them all the best. Now, here's a big question. Are politicians averse to intellectual discourse, or do they have a special approach to events structured in that regard? Well, Femi Okewo, who attended a public presentation of a book in honor of the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, will provide answers.
The Yaradua Center in Abuja cannot be said to be an all-commerce venue. Neither is the public presentation of a book, particularly law and justice related. But the nature of personalities that attended the public presentation of Contemporary Issues in Nigerian Law and Practice, a book written in honor of Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, can be magnetic. Every book launch has its own format, but not so with this event. It had to accommodate it being an academic affair and a legal affair, along with numerous political inputs.
You may take your seats and the Honorable Minister should come up here for his appreciation.
But no matter the delightful digression brought in by all kinds of interest groups, particularly political, the main issues of the day must be addressed. And that was effectively done, with myriads of speeches coming from all high-profile personalities from all parts of the country.
He has recovered so much for the federal government in terms of asset drive. He has also ensured that these funds are not dissipated by being attached to specific projects.
The AGF has successfully ensured the repatriation of over $311 million of the much talked about Abacha loot from the US and New Jersey.
The issues of local standard in contemporary Nigerian jurisprudence is forayed into. That is an aspect of constitutional law.
It is important that we document these changes and these reforms, not just for academic purposes, but for history and posterity.
It will go a long way in enriching the legal profession in the country. It is a scholarly job that has been done and done properly.
Hundreds of copies of the publication were bought for research and law institutions by the various guests that attended. The book is a compilation of the various reforms and interventions brought into the nation's justice sector under Justice Minister Abubakar Malami.
I am delighted to see all of you at this function coming from different zones and regions across the Nigerian state. The coming together of all of us at this occasion represents the unity Nigeria stands for.
Still on literary works, over the years, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, has grown from a sparsely populated savannah that was declared the seat of the federal government of Nigeria in 1976 to a beautiful city that is home to millions of Nigerians. A book which enumerates the vision of the founding fathers and captures key declarations, including physical planning activities, has been unveiled to the public. Titled Abuja, The Evolution and Development of a Federal Capital Territory, the book is authored by Jumai Ahmadu, Director in the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Ifeanyi Zumba has highlights of the ceremony.
This natural endowment of rolling hills, isolated highlands, and other enduring features make it a delight. Before Abuja was chosen as Nigeria's capital city, the area was inhabited by 9 ethnic groups. Abuja became a major commercial center where goods were bought and exchanged by long-distance traders and remained the headquarters of Abuja Emirates and Native Authority until the decision by the government in 1976 to make it the new Federal Capital Territory. Engineer Muhammad Abba Ghana, a former minister of FCT, senator representing the FCT, Senator Philip Aduda, and other dignitaries at the book launch, says the book contains useful information about the territory, making it a must-read and a must-have for libraries, institutions, and students.
The book is well researched. Dr. Jumai Ahmadu, I think she did very well in writing such a book. Really, everybody can feel at home.
When none of us will be here, but this book will outlive us all and serve as a source of memory for those coming after us.
She, in the book, resonates so many latent features of Abuja. And such books is what the modern youths or people in Abuja ought to know.
The conception began in 1976 under the late Murtala Ramat Muhammad, who then set up Akinola Aguda panel to go around and see how suitable Abuja is to serve as the nation's new capital city. This was done against the backdrop of security concern.
The book reviewer, Professor Saleh Dauda, says the 318-page book captured the key declaration and broadcasts that sets the foundation for the building of a new city and will serve as guide for those that truly want to know the history of the capital city.
The master plan of the FCT, the resettlement policies are all encapsulated in this book.
The author, Dr. Jumai Ahmadu, pointed out that she was driven by her passion for the capital city and her beautiful experience working with the Federal Capital Territory Administration.
I came to Abuja for my NYC in 1997 and I have not left the city since that time, because Abuja is where everybody plans to come and stay, and once you come, because of the beauty and the planned nature of the city, you want to stay. And as God will have it, after my NYC I got employed in 1998 and I've been working in FCTA since that time.
There is no doubt that the author wants to highlight the policy thrust and major contributions of successive administrations.
Obviously a must read. Moving on, like every regular setup, the Musa family celebrated the birth of their baby with gratitude and thanksgiving. But sadly, their joy was disrupted due to the baby's health condition. From Okehi, Kogi State, Deborah Iola Samuel brings us the plight of a tearful mother who fears that time is running out.
Musa Mohammed is an 8-year-old and has been evaluated and diagnosed with congenital heart disease. Musa is looking frail for his age and not able to play around and attend school like other children. He is diagnosed with transposition of the great arteries with left ventricular outflow tract obstruction. He was scheduled for a 2-stage surgery at Apollo Hospital in India, of which one was done in January 2016.
3 days now I was here again. His PCV was raised to 72. Sometime it will be 82. They will be doing partial exchange. Sometimes the exchange will take blood to blood, while sometime it will be water to blood.
Because of this delay, Musa's condition has not been optimal. Hence, the parents' plea for government, good-spirited individuals to come to their aid so that Musa can live his life to the fullest.
Nigerians will come to my aid of raising funds for me to do the operation so that the boy can be better in life.
He is at the moment being managed by specialists at the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, but needs urgent attention to enable them carry out the stage 2 of the surgical treatment at Apollo Hospital in India, so Musa can live a better life.
Your contributions will go a long way. We are counting on you. And the plight of James Elvis from Azagbene community, Bayelsa State, is rather peculiar. Following an accident, he sustained an injury that caused him a rare form of disability. James is unable to sit. He can only function on his feet. Ebinimi Zitimiyola will explain the medical angle to James's problem and the available solution.
James Elvis, a native of Azagbene community in a Keremon local government area of Bayelsa State, before his predicament was a 300-level student of the Department of Catering and Events Management, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Born into a humble home, James, in a bid to foot his bills and support his family, drives a tricycle on part-time basis. But on this day, he was said to have disembarked his passenger and have to come down to ask around for change of 500 naira to be able to give his passenger a balance before he was knocked down by a careless one-way Hilux driver.
5 months to my final year, I had some complicated issues. There was no money, financial issues, so I decided to ride a tricycle to earn a living and take care of my younger ones. So during that process, I had an accident what leads to the iron in my 2 leg. And now for us to remove the iron, they said is 800,000. I can't be able to meet up the money, so now they said the iron has gone with the flesh, everything is now stiff. I'm begging the general public, the whole God to please assist me so that I can finish my school and take care of my 3 siblings.
The 27-year-old James was afterwards taken to a private hospital by a Good Samaritan, where an initial surgery was carried out in 2016. But as the days passed by, James began to feel uneven, a process that has left his right arm impaired and other parts of his body not functioning optimally.
Presently, now that I'm standing here, I can't be able to beat myself if my siblings are not there. They are the one who is, even if I went to toilet, anything I'm doing, they are the ones doing it for me. And as a brother, I have to bounce back to my feet to take responsibility of all those things.
James Elvis is soliciting for about ₦1 million to undergo another surgery for him to live a normal life.
James is going through so much pain. We can help, and we hope people will come forward and do so. Let's pause here for a break. Be back in a moment.
House. We may look alike, but we are very different individuals. My adorable twins, they look so alike, but they don't like wearing the same things. And my little man, he loves to learn his own way because doing things his way is more fulfilling. Everybody believes their way is best. That's why Golden Penny Pasta is our favorite meal. It allows me to satisfy everybody just the way they want it.
Golden Penny Pasta, made with durum wheat, is tasty, nutritious, a source of protein and fiber. Golden Penny Pasta, your way is best.
Discover the new body oil and lotion range from Nivea. Precious Nivea oils meet deeply moisturizing lotion in a rich vanilla or fresh cherry blossom scent for silky smooth and beautifully glowing skin. New Nivea body oil and lotion awaken your senses.
Section and anything less than that get a hasty rejection. I point you in the direction where you can drink to the next one. So anytime that you see me on the film, I'm defending my title, I'm right till election.
So smooth.
Say you wanna party with a legend in the making. Spend it as we get it, better spread is what we baking. Say it out, I mean it, girl, the word is for the taking. But how I do my thing, smooth, that's on everything. Smooth, 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 smooth. But how I do my thing, working like I'm buzzing, bet I'm bugging for the honey. But how I do my thing, smooth, that's on everything. Smooth, 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 smooth.
The second wave of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic is upon us.
To safeguard lives of our people, government has signed the health protection regulations, which makes wearing a face mask mandatory in public places.
Wear a mask. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water. And use hand sanitizer.
COVID-19 is real. Do not be infected. Do not spread it. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire. Teacher ló mọ̀, a fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ.
Go na better school for last gidi. Not be all this on a rugged school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
Second, it's called Oja Village. Kadesi. We know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, shall. Sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, I talk with that now. Not for me. Not for me because of Pamio.
Authorities of the Federal University Dutse in Jigawa State have confirmed the death of a final year student in the Department of Mathematics, simply known as Abdul. However, the alleged circumstances that led to his sudden death invoke suspicion not only from the university community but from family and friends. Abdullahi Garuba Benin Kudu seeks to find out if it was a case of suicide or not.
Is Yelwawa settlement, a popular students' village, a distance of less than 1 kilometer to the main campus of Federal University Dutse. Late Abdullahi Bashir is one of such students who resorted to rent a room in this 3-room apartment. He as well decided to offer a bed space for his female friend, another 200-level student in the same university. The journey of staying together has been good until recently when they had misunderstanding over alleged cheating on each other. This lady played a conciliatory role in the erstwhile relationship.
Actually, for a while, he called me. He was like, his girlfriend, they're having issues and the rest. I said, okay, let me talk to the girl. He said, okay, fine, no problem. So I talked to the girl. She was like, the guy really hurt her feelings. Like what he did, she was not really happy. Based on when they went when they were in Kano, for a while he stopped calling her. For a month he stopped calling her. But after a while, like a week to resumption of school, he started calling her. So she was like, what's the meaning of that? That means only in school that she's his girlfriend also. That she's not happy. That let her like a little bit stress him before she comes back. Actually, she said she's coming back to him. It's not that she's breaking up with him.
The situation, however, deteriorated during the Valentine period, leading Abdul to depression.
He was a good man and humble. I became confused. I met a motorcyclist that took him to the hospital, confirming to me he was smelling of something like snipers. He was holding his stomach that time with his hips covered with something whitish, but didn't tell us what happened.
But we saw the text message on his phone.
What was it like?
It was like, I love you and I can die because of your sake. I will go and take something. So it was like, the message was kind of like funny. How would somebody like say something like that?
Meanwhile, the university authority has confirmed his death, though it happened off campus.
The university is carrying out investigation over this matter to establish what actually happened. But there are reports all over the social media that they had issues with one certain 200-level BSc economics students that maybe a boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationship.
As a specialist hospital authority that attended to the late student were not forthcoming in offering interviews to NTA NewsLine. The police insist that the case has not been reported to them officially. The story, however, many believe is a pointer on the need for parents to keep an eye on the lifestyles of their children while schooling outside their reach.
Suicide should not be an option. He had so much to live for. Quite sad. Now, members of a family from Owerri West local government area of Imo State are contending with the trauma they are forced to deal with following the assault of their 12-year-old daughter by a neighbor they once trusted like a friend. Lorita Rinse Ekwe met with the Ibekwe's who shared the touching story.
This revelation of betrayal of trust all started with an invitation by the Imo State Police Command for the regular press briefing on major arrests. It, however, turned out to be a pathetic story of man's inhumanity to man. For the family of Vitalis Ibekwe, the 6th of October 2020 will remain indelible as it marked the day their neighbor and trusted friend abducted their children, 12-year-old Chioma and 14-year-old Chima. The suspect, 32-year-old Chibuza Hurumibe, a father of two, who hails from Okohia in Isialambano local government area of Imo State, and Mr. and Mrs. Ibekwe have been neighbors for years. Unknown to them, Chibuza has been sexually assaulting their 12-year-old daughter, whom he finally abducted in October last year, alongside her 14-year-old brother to an unknown destination.
We are neighbors. So surprisingly, I got this bad atmosphere. So how can this guy do this thing? When we started looking for my children.
Tell me that he will return them on Saturday. Saturday, I did not see them. He said Thursday, I did not see them. He continued deceiving me. They are coming, they are coming, they are coming. He did not return them till today. So from then, I start running helter-skelter. I go to Mbudi police station report.
The traumatized children who shared their experience in the hands of their abductor say he took them away under the guise of taking them to the zoo for sightseeing.
This Machevozo disvirgin me and they take us to Olo. I'm fake. And since then, he is sleeping with me.
You put his speaker out, anything my mother asks me, he will tell me what I will say. And the day I disagreed to say what he asked me to tell my mom, he off the phone.
The suspect, who was arrested at Olu alongside the children on February 23, 2021 by the officers of the Imo State Police Command, attributed his action to the devil.
Let me break that. Let me disverge her. I sleep with her. I sleep with her from Moody, uncountable.
Investigation into the matter is still ongoing.
In Olu City, Olu Town, the operatives of a kidnapping unit arrested one Chibuzo Awurumibe and also rescued the two abducted children. While in the course of investigation, it was revealed that while he was using Chima Ezekwe for child labor, he was busy having carnal knowledge with the 12-year-old Chioma.
Although the children have been reunited with their family, the parents are eagerly hoping that justice will prevail.
We'll keep you updated as the case progresses. And that's Newsline this week. We appreciate you for watching. I wish you many blessings in the month of March, which begins in a few hours. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging